Are you excited about the new arrival to the royal family?
As far as I'm aware, nobody's arrived yet. And it's quite a long way to go. But no, we're thrilled by the news, but also deep sympathy with Catherine, because we know somebody who suffered exactly the same, and we wouldn't wish that on anybody at all. So we hope very well that all best wishes to her.
Long a representation of unwavering tradition and silent fortitude, the British royal family has once again drawn attention to itself with a moment that combines hope and vulnerability. Prince Edward and Duchess Sophie were seen leaving the doors of London's renowned King Edward VII Hospital in a scene straight out of a sentimental romance. Whenever watchful reporters abruptly inquired about circulating reports regarding Princess Catherine's health, what had started off as a regular visit swiftly became a crucial revelation. Edward gave a brief reply in a calm but kind manner, confirming what many had murmured. Her pregnancy is still in its early stages. Devoted royal supporters all throughout the world shed tears as this straightforward announcement was made in the cool autumn air of October 2025. This announcement marks the beginning of a new chapter following a year filled with significant difficulties, such as King Charles III's continuous fight with cancer and Catherine's own difficult medical journey. However, what led to this open admission outside of a medical facility? And how it changes the story of a family that has faced hardship. The statement emphasizes the human aspects that connect them to the country, in addition to the private pleasures of royalty. The monarchy has negotiated victories and setbacks, from coronations to crises, for millennia. But the promise of fresh life is one of the most profoundly hopeful moments. This development serves as a beacon in the wake of health issues that made headlines, reminding us that adversity may lead to regeneration even in the most prestigious institutions. This discovery is especially heartbreaking because Princess Catherine, who is adored for her grace and loyalty, has suffered greatly in recent years. Social media was flooded with greetings as supporters wiped away their tears of happiness, combining exhilaration and relief. The narrative of the royal family, which has historically prioritized duty above desire, suddenly shifts toward optimism, raising concerns about what this might entail going forward. Will this youngster add familial warmth to a scrutinized household, or will they reinforce the line of succession? The impact is evident despite the scant elements, which depict resiliency and rebirth. Prince Edward and Duchess Sophie, the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh, arrived at King Edward II's hospital, a place long chosen by the royal family for its discretion and expertise, on an apparently typical afternoon in mid-October 2025. At first, their appointment was described as a routine examination, possibly because Edward supported several medical charities or because Sophie continued to promote health initiatives. However, a group of reporters who were attracted by the couple's infrequent public appearance grabbed the opportunity as they emerged. A single audacious query pierced the atmosphere. Do the speculations that Princess Catherine is expecting a second child have any merit? Known for his quiet demeanor, Edward hesitated a moment before responding bluntly. Her pregnancy is still in its early stages. Sophie, who was standing next to him, nodded subtly. She had a guarded yet subtly amused expression. In contrast to the formal announcements that are customary at Buckingham Palace, this spontaneous confirmation gave the news a genuine, unplanned dimension. Why make such a revelation in this context? Given that Catherine was diagnosed with cancer earlier that year and underwent chemotherapy in September 2024, there is speculation that the hospital played a part in her recent medical history. In order to give senior royals time to recuperate, Edward and Sophie, who are close family members, have frequently filled in for engagements during these difficult months. Although their hospital stay may have been related to a normal follow-up or family consultation, the timing is consistent with early pregnancy monitoring, particularly in light of Catherine's prior experiences with hyperemesis gravidarum in prior pregnancies. A modernizing monarchy that is eager to discuss personal achievements in real time, rather than through formal channels, is reflected in this open attitude, according to royal analysts. The couple's reputation as reliable ambassadors is strengthened by their experience of grounded parenting, which includes raising their own kids away from excessive attention. As word got out, the royals became even more relatable, demonstrating that even in the face of formality, unplanned events may create stronger bonds with the general public. This encounter turned a routine departure into a momentous footnote by dispelling rumors and igniting a positive wave. Around the world, from peaceful living homes in far-off Commonwealth countries to busy streets in London, few royal occasions in recent years have evoked the same level of emotion as the announcement. Devoted supporters, many of whom had eagerly anticipated Catherine's recovery, were overtaken with emotions of relief and happiness. Within minutes, hashtags like #HadRoyalBabyJoy and #CatherinePregnant were trending all over the world on social media sites. With union flags and sobbing emojis, an admirer wrote, "After all the pain this year, this is the light we needed." Outside Kensington Palace, crowds gathered as congratulations and flowers were left by well-wishers, replicating the emotional scenes from previous royal births. Why the strong reaction? It is the result of the group empathy developed throughout the recent orals with the family. Public vigils and offers of solidarity were prompted by King Charles III's cancer diagnosis in February 2024 and Catherine's personal disclosure in March, which had cast a shadow over the monarchy. From her June 2024 appearance at Trooping the Colour to her video update after finishing treatment, fans had seen Catherine's gradual return to duty. Arriving a little over a year later, this pregnancy announcement represents overcoming hardship, a story that strikes a deep chord in a post-pandemic world where health worries persist. As royal commentators like Penny Junn note, it's a reminder that life persists even for those in the public eye. Bookmakers quickly adjusted odds on baby names, favoring classics like Elizabeth or Philip, while merchandise sellers braced for a boom. Historians compare this moment to Queen Elizabeth II's time, when births like Prince Charles in 1948 brought hope after World War II. The tears, however, show sincere love for Catherine, a contemporary symbol of courage and motherhood despite the commercial craze. In an interview, one fan said, "I've given so much, and now the family gets this gift." The emotional wave demonstrates how people are still brought together in collective celebration by the monarchy's personal tales. Re-examining the tumultuous time leading up to this announcement is necessary to completely understand its significance. The year 2024 started off promisingly, but soon turned into one of the most difficult periods in the monarchy's history. King Charles III's cancer diagnosis, which was made during treatment for an enlarged prostate, was announced by Buckingham Palace in February. Reminiscent of the last years of Queen Elizabeth II, the news rocked the country. Ever the stoic leader, Charles continued to perform minimal duties during his therapy, but the disclosure led to a reassessment of royal workloads. Then, in a moving video message in March, Princess Catherine revealed her own condition and discussed the need for prophylactic chemotherapy after abdominal surgery. Already uneasy, the public came together with unheard-of solidarity, sending thousands of cards and best wishes. Although curiosity was stoked by Catherine's lack of public involvement, her open update placed a strong emphasis on family, preventing George, Charlotte, and Louis, her children, from experiencing unnecessary stress. With Prince William taking on more duties and helping to support both his father and wife, these two health crises revealed the monarchy's weaknesses. As important players, Edward and Sophie filled gaps in 2024 by working together on more than 200 engagements. Palace Insider reports emphasize the emotional toll, with family get-togethers offering infrequent comfort. Catherine described her treatment as a lengthier path toward full recovery and announced its finish by September 2024. Charles also made strides toward going abroad again. However, the wounds persisted, casting doubt on the institution's resiliency and succession planning. The pregnancy announcement is amplified by this context. It's a healing symbol as well as an addition to the family. This new existence is a social triumph since hardship has strengthened ties, as royal biographer Robert Lacey noted. The October 2025 declaration is a purposeful change of direction that enables the family to project future momentum. It encourages contemplation of how sickness has made the royals more approachable and real, turning them from aloof characters negotiating common challenges. The personal tale of Prince William and Princess Catherine, whose family life has always struck a balance between public responsibility and private warmth, is at the center of this disclosure. The couple, who already have 3 active children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, has frequently discussed the pleasures and difficulties of being a parent. Through her Shaping Us campaign, Catherine in particular has promoted early childhood development by highlighting the importance of supportive circumstances. Their family at Adelaide Cottage is excited about this 4th pregnancy, which has been verified in its early stages. After Catherine had fully recovered, family sources said the news was a pleasant surprise. Complications from previous pregnancies included severe morning sickness, which necessitated hospitalization during her first pregnancy. This time hope wins out because to improved medical assistance and lessons learned from the past. The anticipated spring 2026 delivery of the child may fall on significant dates, such as George's entry into secondary school. What effects does this have on family relationships? Given his evident role as a hands-on father, William can further modify his schedule to prioritize his family life. According to reports, the siblings, who are known for having a close bond, are overjoyed, with Charlotte being particularly excited for a new playmate. In order to prioritize Catherine's health, royal procedures will change, potentially reducing engagements in the upcoming months. In addition to strengthening the Wales line, this enlargement gives the succession more depth in the face of a smaller monarchy. The basic joys of sibling relationships, holiday customs at Anma Mahal, and family trips are all enthralled by the intimate elements. For one aide, this infant is a symbol of personal regeneration. Catherine's advocacy is supported by the news, which could lead to additional maternal health measures. More broadly, it humanizes the marriage by demonstrating that even future kings accept life's unpredictable nature. The world observes them as they get ready for this addition, drawn to the union's defining combination of love and legacy. Beyond the private sphere, this pregnancy has significant ramifications for the future of the British monarchy. The streamlined institution that King Charles III envisioned when he came to power in 2022 has been put to the test by scandals and health problems, such as Prince Andrew's recent title relinquishment in October 2025 amid ongoing disputes. The strain on individuals such as William, Catherine, and the Edinburgh family has increased due to the decline of working royals. This newcomer, who is probably seventh in line and far from the throne, adds vigor by representing growth and continuity. According to royal experts, it provides a constructive counterweight to recent adversities and refutes notions of decline. Despite a decline in public approval following the cancer disclosures, polls indicate that opinion has typically increased by 15% since Louis's arrival in 2018. William believes that raising this child strengthens family stability, which is crucial for his modernizing program that emphasizes sustainability and mental health. Being a mother increases Catherine's power and may broaden her philanthropic impact. By participating in the announcement, Edward and Sophie establish their dependability and serve as intergenerational linkages. The resurgence of royal tourism and media, with economists projecting a multi-million-pound increase from baby-related items, are examples of wider societal effects. However, maintaining privacy in the face of intensive scrutiny, particularly after health scares, remains difficult. According to historian Hugo Vickers, new life confirms the monarchy's continued importance in a changing Britain. Other royals like Beatrice and Eugene would be inspired to start larger families as a result of this development, creating a feeling of plenty. In the end, it creates a positive picture in which the crown adjusts via happiness rather than tragedy, solidifying its position in people's hearts and in history. In British royal history, where births have long been significant events that weave personal milestones into the fabric of national identity, the news of Princess Catherine's fourth pregnancy reverberates. Throughout history, every royal child has borne symbolic significance, representing renewal, hope, and continuance. Born between 1840 and 1857, Queen Victoria's 9 offspring not only filled European thrones, but also strengthened dynastic ties throughout a continent in turmoil by projecting an image of imperial vigor. In a similar vein, post-war Britain found hope in Queen Elizabeth II's 4 children, starting with Charles in 1948. Their birth was hailed as a symbol of stability following world turmoil. This tradition is followed by Catherine's pregnancies, which are all characterized by intense public participation. A new generation for the throne was ushered in by Prince George's entrance in 2013. The birth of Princess Charlotte in 2015 coincided with changes that granted equal succession rights. In addition, Prince Louis's 2018 debut offered a happy diversion from the uncertainty surrounding Brexit. Expected in the spring of 2026, this fourth child will join a changed environment. Following Queen Elizabeth II's death in 2022 and the health issues of 2024, the monarchy is now subject to contemporary demands, international scrutiny, changes in the economy, and discussions over its continued relevance. Today's royals combine tradition and accessibility, as demonstrated by Edward's spontaneous hospital declaration and Catherine's honest 2024 health video, in contrast to Victoria's time when pronouncements were formal and remote. Princess Diana's pregnancies with William and Harry in the 1980s caused an unparalleled media frenzy, setting a precedent for public curiosity while also highlighting the dangers of unbridled attention. This openness reflects a transition started by Diana. Stricter privacy regulations have been influenced by Diana's era, guaranteeing that Catherine's path strikes a balance between openness and security. Royal births have historically sparked economic and cultural upheavals. In 2013, Kensington Palace visitors increased by 20% as a result of George's birth, while Charlotte's influenced fashion and baby name trends. Similar excitement will probably be stoked by this new child, as shopkeepers prepare baby-themed items and bookmakers wager on names like Elizabeth or Philip. Catherine's Shaping Us campaign's emphasis on nurturing surroundings may be amplified by greater donations to charities connected to her early childhood projects. By appealing to both traditionalists and newer people who are drawn to the royals' updated image, the infant could socially bridge generational gaps. Family relationships also show similarities. By sharing the news, Edward and Sophie reaffirm solidarity by recalling the Queen Mother's and other leaders' consoling presence at times of adversity. Every era, however, adjusts differently. The tale of this youngster will be told in the digital age, when social media magnifies both joy and criticism. Royal births, as noted by historian Hugo Vickers, cement the monarchy's longevity by fusing individual happiness with communal optimism. Despite being far from the throne, this child might represent a bridge generation that combines principles from the modern world with centuries-old heritage, guaranteeing that the story of the kingdom changes while staying grounded in its illustrious past. The initial excitement around Princess Catherine's pregnancy announcement gives way to a tapestry of possibilities and questions that intertwine societal, institutional, and personal strands. The royal family is at a crossroads of caution and excitement as Prince Edward declared outside King Edward III's hospital in October 2025 that Catherine is in the first few months of her pregnancy. A cautious approach is suggested by her medical history, which includes hyperemesis gravidarum from prior pregnancies. According to palace officials, Catherine's team, which includes leading obstetricians, will put her health first, probably reducing her public appearances until the baby is due in the spring of 2026. Lessons learned from her 2024 cancer treatment, where recuperation required privacy and balance, are reflected in this cautious approach. Prince Edward and Duchess Sophie, who have demonstrated their commitment by taking on more than 200 events in 2024 to support the trimmed-down monarchy, may be crucial to Prince William as he balances his responsibilities as parent and heir. The family's public image might be stabilized by their ongoing participation, giving Catherine more time to attend to her health and the three kids, George, Charlotte, and Louis, as they get used to having a new brother. The arrival of the child will change the dynamics at Adelaide Cottage and have an impact on the Wales household. While Louis, 7, brings his joyful energy to the mix, Charlotte, 10, is said to be anxious for a sister, and George, 12, who is now reaching secondary school, may adopt a guardian role. There is a lot of speculation over the baby's name, with bookmakers favoring conventional options like Philip, which pays homage to Prince Philip's heritage, or Elizabeth, which honors the late Queen. However, the couple's history of selecting George, Charlotte, and Louise raises the possibility that they may combine personal significance with their heritage. Maybe choosing a name like Victoria or Arthur. Beyond names, the child's position, likely 7th in the line of succession, strengthens the Wales ancestry and adds depth to a monarchy that has been overburdened by recent departures and health issues. This birth has the potential to refute institutional narratives of decline. This symbol of continuity supports King Charles III's idea of a leaner monarchy, which was put to the test by the health crisis of 2024 and Prince Andrew's title relinquishment in October 2025. Following Louis's 2018 birth, public sentiment increased by 15%. Royal tourism and baby-themed products are expected to boost the economy by millions. With possible new maternal health projects that align with her own experience, Catherine's support of early childhood through programs like Shaping Us could grow. But difficulties are ahead. Strong privacy safeguards are necessary in light of the intense media scrutiny heightened by social media, taking a cue from Diana's time. Complexity is increased by British Republican voices and economic pressures that cast doubt on the monarchy's value and necessity. However, at a time of cynicism, this youngster could humanize the institution by representing relatable family progress. The new sibling is expected to strengthen the royal children's ties and raise a generation that values responsibility and affection. Plans for the palace might incorporate environmentally friendly options, such as a nursery that complies with William's Earthshot Award. Around the world, the birth will be compared to other monarchy, such as Denmark, where younger royals managed to combine tradition and modernity. Will this kid encourage Beatrice or Eugenie or other royals in the future to have more children? The monarchy's flexibility in fusing heritage with modern ideals holds the key to the solution. The true promise is hope, as supporters wonder about the child's future, whether they will be a silent supporter like their great-aunt Anne or a patron of charity. This new existence, which offers rekindled enthusiasm for causes, better public ties, and the simple delight of laughter resonating across royal halls, reinforces resiliency after a year clouded by illness. The future is bright with promise, where individual achievements strengthen an